I'm Erin Hines with Elliott Wave TV, and today I'm chatting with Alan Hall, Senior Researcher at the Socionomics Institute. Alan, you recently traveled abroad to present at a mood conference at the University of Warwick. What was the conference like?
Well, there were about 66 attendees and 38 presentations over 2 days. The conference was called Mood, Aesthetic, Psychological, and Philosophical Perspectives, and their call for papers specifically requested social moods, collective states of mind, and Prechter's concept of mood and socionomics. Matt Lampert and I submitted abstracts, and so did Professor Dennis Elam of the University of Texas at Austin. Dennis presented at our 2016 Social Mood Conference. Warwick accepted all 3 of our proposals, and they invited Professor Elam to join the final panel discussion.
And can you give us a brief overview of your presentation?
Sure. I did a quick introduction of socionomic theory because these people were new to it, and then I summarized our epidemics and public health findings in our paper using stock market performance as a tool to anticipate public health trends, a historical and cross-national inquiry. And then I showed the long-term Elliott wave outlook and how the public health trend makes sense in that long-term perspective.
Your research finds a pretty surprising association between severe or extended declines in stock market indexes and the onset of major infectious disease epidemics. This seems especially relevant with the recent outbreak of Zika. Can you talk about this a little bit?
Well, the association between stock indexes and disease is actually less surprising than it is just common sense. Brazil is just one among history's textbook cases. First, there was a 5-year decline in Brazil's benchmark stock index, which indicated a 5-year trend toward negative social mood. And then came the outbreak of Zika virus. Expressions of negative mood are just everywhere in Brazil. You've got a bear market, economic crisis, a huge corruption scandal, presidential impeachment, protests against the new president, lax hygiene that encouraged mosquitoes, and then Zika. As we've said before, hygiene is largely maintenance, and maintenance gets neglected during a bear market.
Well, if you had a child or another family member who was competing in the Olympic Games, would you go and watch? Or would you suggest that they not even compete because of Zika?
I don't know. Some public health officials have said don't go, others have said no problem. On May 11, the Harvard Public Health Review said the Olympics could spark a full-blown global health disaster. And a few days later, a Duke University expert said it's going to be winter in Brazil during the Games, so there's low risk of mosquito transmission. What most researchers do agree on, though, is that the more we know about Zika, the worse it looks.
It's well documented that high stress can weaken the human immune system. Are you proposing that mass social stress and depression or anxiety can have the same effect? And is that why we're seeing such a correlation between epidemics and negative social mood?
Well, it seems to be the long-term, no light at the end of the tunnel stress that has the worst effects on immunity. We think negative social mood increases epidemic risk in a couple of ways. Directly by weakening immune systems through negative emotions such as fear, anger, stress, and depression, and also by causing behavioral changes that make the environment more conducive to the spread of infectious disease.
Alan, thanks for chatting with me. To learn more, please visit the link below. Thanks for tuning in to Elliott Wave TV.